In this tutorial, we're going to be going over a Photoshop mask and looking at how to use masks in Photoshop. Well, first we're going to start with this image here of a fishing pole out in the ocean, and then what we're going to do is go and get this other image which I already have selected, which is a shark, a great white shark. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this over and just drag it to the other image, and this is in CS5, and that's one of the features in CS5 that allows me to do that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of move the shark image over a little bit, and then I'm going to put that layer below the background layer. However, you'll notice that I can't drag it there, so what I need to do is take the lock and drag it down to the delete button. If I wasn't able to do that, I could click on it here and make it into a layer and click OK. Now what I'm going to do is drag that to the bottom layer so that we no longer see that layer anymore. I'm now going to click on the top layer, which is the image of the ocean with the fishing pole, and then I'm going to click on the layer mask. So that put the layer mask right here. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to select my brush tool. When I select the brush tool, I can either paint in or delete some of the image. So I'm going to click on and toggle between the black and the white button here. So when I paint with the paintbrush, when it's in black on top, that will reveal the image below. So let me just kind of paint this in a little bit. We don't have to be real perfect here because we're going to go back and perfect it a little bit better once we get this image here. Okay, so I'm painting this in, and I can increase the size of the paintbrush a little bit, maybe to make it a little bit quicker. Okay, so we pretty much got that in there. Looks fairly realistic actually, but I'm gonna take and switch over here to toggle between my colors between the black and white, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to decrease the size of the paintbrush, and well, I noticed there that I've colored it back in, so let me go back. Alright, toggle back here, and now I'm going to paint in right along the edge here, paint back in some of the background stuff. Alright, so it's looking pretty good. Okay. And when you're doing something like this, you can take a little bit more time and pay attention to the detail and so forth like that. Now what I'm going to do is select this bottom layer, or the top layer rather, and I'm going to come to adjustments and saturation. We'll notice there's a little bit of a color difference that people might notice, so I'm going to desaturate that a little bit so it kind of blends in with the shark, about like that. Looks fairly realistic, and this is what they call photoshopping. You know, when you hear about, oh, it was photoshopped, usually they put an image in or take an image out. And so the layer mask is a tool that you would utilize to do that. Well, good luck, and hopefully you learned something new about the layer mask.